just try to get like the veterans in the locker room who has experience with winning, not someone who don't really have experience like that. Someone who made it to the playoffs, such as or made it to the Super Bowl, such as like a Debo Samuel, Cooper Cup, players like those.
Whoa.
Oh,
I don't know
Cooper
about
Cup,
that, though.
Cooper Cup, I know he has been like, injury prone and stuff, but for him to be like a third wide receiver, not number two, try to go after like a Chris Godwin and a Cooper Cup.
I
say.
like the Chris Godwin thing. I don't think a lot of fans are talking about signing a Chris Godwin.
I like Chris Godwin too, but he's a little banged up too, bro. He gets hurt a lot too.
He only had really he did.
But he's younger. I think I disagree with getting veterans. I think to compete in the long run, to have a sustainability, and it's just not like a one and done type of thing, we definitely have to get younger. When looking at teams like Philly, looking at Detroit, they're a young team, relatively a young team in key positions. Even though I think this offseason is super important, I don't want them to get too old. Like I want veterans at key spots, but I think it's just time to just get some young dogs. I like the Chris Godwin possibility. Don't feel like they're talked about enough. I understand he's injury prone, but he is a little bit younger than Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup, I'm not really so fond on trading for it. If they trade for him, I wouldn't be necessarily mad. I'm not the biggest fan of giving up a bunch of draft picks. Because you have to round out, just for anybody that's not probably named Myles Garrett, and even him, I'm even hesitant just knowing that this team has so many holes, and those holes are not going to be filled just in one off season. I have a saying that a team should hit their stride, particularly with a young quarterback. They should hit their stride about year 3. Doing what you do in year 1 and year 2 is great, but that's when you start to see players really develop, and those key young players who's drafted year 1, year 2 are going to start finding out to be who they're going to be. I'm huge. I'm really kind of excited to see what they do with free agency. There's some guys that I really, really want, some young guys. I think I said it several weeks ago. Josh Sweat from the Eagles, my Super Bowl MVP. I think that's a player that we should definitely throw a bag at, just knowing that we have edge rush problems. If it's not a possibility for us to sign for trade for Myles Garrett, even if we do trade for him, I still think we should probably sign Josh Sweat just to have both of them on the ends. That kind of shores up the edge rush problem, but I think, you can always build depth.